record. Um, and then
God.
I'm going to send you the recording tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why I got so excited about this session. Like 5 minutes ago, I was like, oh my God, I got to pee. And like now it's like, ah. Okay. So there is, here we go. Hold on. I don't know if they know each other or if they just really like doing this with their hair a whole lot. That's what they're doing in my head right now. Hold on. Give me. Did the two ladies know each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what happens. This is not normal. Two of them walk in. The older one in my head goes up and it's just like loves this other one, loves this. Oh my God, adores them. And so you can feel the feeling, you can see the kiss, right? Which is a thing. And then they both go like this. And so I'm like, all right, that's interesting. So maybe talking about mine, or maybe they're talking about theirs. There could also be something, maybe it was involving hair or the lack thereof. And so we'll get into that too. There's always clues in every single thing. And so it's my job to break it down. Hang on. So one, they're higher vibration. So, oh my God, this is so much better than last session because the last one, somebody was murdered. This is, oh, what? Hold on. Hold on. God, this Myra person just absolutely adores you. Like all around you, like comes up very, very golden, very, very light in my head. So it's like an energy. It's like seeing energy. It's weird. But you can tell that it's this person because they also like show a flash of their face, and they're very like bestowing. It feels like we suffered a lot or something because the way that she feels is very like that goes along with this. Hang on. Literally says like, I love you, just straight up hardcore. Hang on, come back over here. They're trying to show that she's fine, that she's happy. I don't hear any words yet. It's all feeling. So it's like maybe people are wondering if she's happy or if she's okay. She goes like this. I'm asking her in my head, what happened to you? What happened to you? You know, what was going on? Maybe she. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. She felt like she was too skinny or something. I don't get that. That's interesting. Hold on. Was there somebody that had like a really aggressive boyfriend or something going on here?
Not necessarily.
Okay, it's weird. There's a couple of symbols that are happening in my head that I don't know. This is a testing part. So somebody goes like this, which means throw up. But then I'm like, all right, so are we nauseous? What are we nauseous from? But then this also means like I don't like somebody, like ugh, like that.
Yeah.
And then she talks about this, which for me that also could mean aggression, like somebody going like this, but that also could mean I'm too skinny because they're talking about the wrist size. And so that's what I'm like, all right, open up, tell me more, not you, her. And was her passing very sudden, Myra's?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she's talking about people saying like, my angel is gone. My angel, like that. Yeah. Like everybody's like, whoa, about it. Especially a gentleman is very distraught about this. Hang on. Hold on. So she was a wreck. Hold on. Somebody do a tragic. I can tell you that for sure. What? Because it says, I hear a woman say so tragic like that. I'm like, all right, cool. Wants to be with you, wants to be near you. That's what they just said to you. I'm like, come on. Give me a second. Hold on. You get a lot of. It's weird. This person has like this person feels like a sister vibe for you, but it also feels like it feels like she's trying to act like your mother now. That's who this person feels like.
I can see that. I would imagine that at least.
Uh-huh. 110%, because she puts herself as being beside you, which is very like sister-like or like friend-like in that aspect. But then she puts herself as like, she holds you like this in my head and she goes, oh, my baby, like that. So is this like a sister for you? Who is this to
Yeah.
you?
No,
Yeah.
my sister, Myra.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Hold on. So that lady is bringing her through and loves her. She's like, feels like, did she end up like passing tragically in like an accident or something?
Yeah.
Really? God damn it. Okay. Sorry. She goes, people, she makes me hear. I said, well, how did you die? I said, did somebody kill you or what? And she says, people are saying, I wonder if it hurt her too much, or if I wonder if this hurt her a lot. Like people are asking about that. How bad did it hurt? And so that for me means, accident. She goes, which means like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Hang on. She was like knocked unconscious, or maybe at the scene we were like completely gone. Okay, because she goes, I know, we're taking it back. I asked her, I go, how? Because the person I channeled yesterday, she was awake all the way through, but she was like half gone. Like gone. And she goes, which means like we were knocked unconscious. She says, I don't know where this boy comes into play. Was she with like a boyfriend at the time or something, or with?
Yeah. He was driving. She was a passenger.
Okay, that's where. Okay, so that's okay. Hold on. Did he survive?
For a couple hours, he got to see his family.
Perfect. Okay, cool. She goes like this. She says him, she puts a heart, and then she says talking. So he got to talk, or he got to speak. And then she puts sad face. So very sad on that as well. I don't know if the car was like completely obliterated, like, and we just like, did we like get mashed in the front in like a flip thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. My God. Okay. I asked her, I go, what happened? And she goes, boom, 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 in my head. Because she's laughing. She's having a good time beforehand. They're talking. I wonder if he like tried to swerve, or maybe like there's like some sort of, she goes like this. I don't know if there's anger that's involved here too. I don't understand. There's all these feelings that she keeps bringing up. Maybe they were arguing. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense because they were a happy couple together. Like they're okay. Hold on. Was she not wearing her seatbelt?
I believe that she was.
Okay.
But that same seatbelt is what hurt her.
Okay. She keeps going like this. She keeps going, boom, boom. So me, that means seatbelt, right? So usually that means lack thereof.
From like
Okay.
the autopsy, we got her neck snapped.
So yeah, that's where that comes from. Okay. So no wonder she was completely out. Okay, good. I mean, not good for that, but I can tell you, I've been in some intense ones, and this is a lot better than most. Hold on. She keeps getting flowers, and she keeps going, which, and I've never seen that sign. That means for me, like, she's trying to, maybe she does like white flowers as a sign for you. That's interesting. I don't know though, but it's like, I just want her to have like, hold on. That's not a normal thing for me either. Where are you going with this? She just brought up a gentleman in my head, and she hugs him, and she goes like this. She like waves. So she's just trying to say she's in a higher vibration. She's perfectly fine. She feels almost like angelic in my head. Hold on. So you have like this, were you like actively trying to make sure your parents are okay and like take care of them, and like that's the whole guilt trip to get into that thing? Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry. She goes through and she talks about how all of this stress and all of this like fear of having people go and leave like makes you or make you wanted to like take care of your parents and make sure they're okay and keep them around and like all of this stuff. And it's such like a heavy burden to bear. And where's mama? Where's mama at? She keeps saying mama.
Mom should be with her. So
That's the woman she's with. Okay. Cool. I go, that's the first word I've heard from her. I go, she brings in the parents and I go, okay. And she goes, mama. I was like, okay, fine. Mom keeps rubbing her back and saying, good girl. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. She says, mom's going to be the one talking. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, yes, y'all. Oh, this is where it's at. Hang on. Mom is talking now. Mom says you're very brave. She says she's very brave. She's very brave. Something about mom's death and you have to let the guilt come off your shoulders. Like you got to let that go. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll figure that out. She goes like this. So that for me is like, take that off your shoulders. She says that was mom intubated? Like, did she have like a breathing thing on or something like that? Yeah. Okay. I was like this. I asked her, I go, what happened to you? And she's making me hear like that. And she's talking about being like, well, I didn't know, like, like that. Like we're freaking out about that. And people are, hold on. She's all about her family. She says that she lived a good life. She says, I lived a good life. She says, I love my family. I said, I know. She says, she's very soft with you. She loves you. Oh, this woman. But she goes, which means that she can be quick to like get on your ass though too at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Mom's almost spiritual in a way. Mom's almost spiritual. She goes like this and I'm like, okay. I think she's more like go with like the flow. Wait, hold on. What do you mean by that? She prays to angels. Interesting. She's a big person when it comes to this. Hold on. She like sends angels to you. You ask her, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Like you're always asking her for like guidance or something like that. And then she says she's talking about how you're in a panic in your head. Now, panic for me, remember I do energy. So like small amounts seem very big, right? And she's talking about how she points you in the direction, but then you're your own worst enemy. So you backpedal or like you like refuse to believe it or something like that. I don't know. She's like, hold on. Are you like contemplating moving or leaving? What's going on with that?
Kind of a little bit.
Okay, it's weird. You go like this. You go, should I move? Should I leave? But where do I go? I don't want to uproot.
I think she may be talking about when she passed away. She was in the hospital and I had the choice between staying and leaving.
Oh, and, no.
I had to leave.
You had to leave. That's where the guilt comes from. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I mean, not perfect on that, but what she's trying to do. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hold on. Was it for like a job you left for? Is that what happened?
My husband's job. And then I had a transfer and it was we were contemplating like, should she come because she was so ill? And just the way everything happened, I've always felt like I just up and left. So I was here for an interview when she passed.
That's my God.
I've always felt like I should have stayed because maybe she'd be here.
No, she wanted, and we'll get into that more in just a second. We'll get into that more. She goes, I said, well, why did she need to leave? What happened? Did they kick her out? Like what? And she says, job. And I was like, all right, cool. And then but then you kick yourself and you say, now it was for a stupid reason. Did you not get the interview? Like,
No,
did you not
I
get
did. I did.
Okay, so that was her doing it then. Just FYI, that was like your reward for that BTW. So I don't know if you need to look at it that way. Because that's the thing. Where? Hold on. It's interesting. Your mother almost, I know she's not, but she almost feels Native American kind of in my head. Like her vibe, how intense she is. She's very
It's
proud.
so funny that you say that because a lot of my dad's family would call her La India. Yeah.
Really?
Which is Native American in Spanish.
Yes. Oh, that's so crazy. Yeah. She goes like this. I've read, all before Past and Alive, and she feels like that. She's a very proud woman, and that's how they present themselves every single time. She's very she must be like Cancer Leo-esque somewhere underneath here. We'll have to figure out where that is. And then she puts that off on her daughter the entire time, which is good. I want to ask her about what was going on with her, what happened to her, what was she sick with, all this stuff. So let me, she's in my head and she just grabbed my wrist. She stood me up in my head and she spun me around and she approved. So she's very much into how her daughters present themselves or how they look and how beautiful they would be or whatever that is. And so she's talking, she's like, I approve of this, like that. So she's doing that. She, hold on. She says that you think you're alone, but you're not. She says she thinks she's alone, but she's not. I said, I know. She says, but it's good though. It's good. What do you mean by that? Your husband supposedly is hurting too, and I have no idea why. Did he recently lose somebody?
He lost his dad a couple years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She goes, sorry, this is what she just did. She goes and she talks about how you need more love from him or you need more compassion from him or something. And then I said, but they're good. They're fine. What are we talking about? And then exactly. And so she goes up and she pats him on his back and she makes me feel like we lost somebody that was really, really close to us or really important to us recently, which is that. And she says, he's hurting too. And so it's maybe we both need to heal together. She says, hold on. Oh, we may get this into. Hold on. There's somebody that is. Is his dad, first generation here and obsessed with sports or was obsessed with sports? Do you have any idea?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a guy that just showed up. It's not in alignment with your mom and your sister, but you can hear him. He goes, he's a little bit more edgy and you can just see flags, which is sports to me. And he's like that. And he keeps going up and he keeps patting your husband on his back, which means he was a lot younger, whatever they were quote unquote closer. And Icubrown. Maybe he didn't speak English fully or something like that. Or maybe he's is that a thing? Yeah. Or half and half. Hold on. I think maybe he watches out for you too. I think he likes you. He thinks you're great. You and him weren't close when he was alive?
No, I didn't get a chance to really meet him, just a couple times.
Okay. I asked him, I go, so why do you look after her? What is up with that? And he goes, in my head, this is what it sounds like. He says, we weren't close when I was alive, but now I like her. So I watch out after her too, like that. And so that's his thing. You have a bigger family up in heaven than you do here. Hold on.
It's really sad.
no, it's not all of mine. Everybody's dead on my side of my family, except for like my little 2 other people group. So this is, and I'll explain to you that and how that benefits you. Hold on. I want to see if I can get this other person in too. Hang on. And then we're going to see if they can all talk together. Is his mom like living her best life right now?
Yeah, she's doing pretty good.
Yeah. He goes, I go, do you, just because he felt like he needed something else to say. I said, so do you, like, were you married? Do you miss your wife? And he goes, she's fine. She's happy. Ha ha ha. Like that. And I'm like, all right. So she's living her best life. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. So mom is bringing somebody in, then we're going to get them all together so they can all talk to each other. Hold on. There's a gentleman that just showed up with hardcore working hands. Hardcore working hands. Hold on, because he goes, that's what you see. Maybe he was attempting to run his own business or have his own thing. Like he's kind of like proud of that. Hang on, let me figure that out. Because he takes a pin out of his pocket and goes, that means like I'm very good with money, or I'm very good with what I made or how I made myself. Hold on. Is this Mario person on dad's side?
It's my dad.
That is dad. Cool. Okay. Awesome sauce. Cool. He goes like this. So I go, are you related to mom? And then he goes and he says dad. And I was like, okay, so that is dad. Hold on. He feels very different than mom. Your dad is like, he smiles. He's nice. He kind of just lets your mom do what she needs to do. She can have something to say about it, but he's like, just gets into that. That's what he just does. He goes, hold on. They were so they were still married. They were still married for this entire.
Together but separated at the end. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. He goes, so she comes up to him and she grabs his hands, and then they like think about him being here and grabs his hands and goes like this, which means like we're together, we made it. So they were like soulmates at the time. I mean, they were very karmatic back and forth, but they were totally a thing. She says he was very stubborn. I think your mother was more stubborn than your dad was. I think she will say that he was, but no, it's her. What are you doing, Dad? I know you sent me a picture of a horse with him, but he also keeps picking you up and putting you on said horse. So maybe like you grew up around them as well. Like that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He goes, he keeps putting you up. Boop, boop. He must have had heart issues or something going on with him. Because he keeps doing this, but we need to get further into this. Hang on. Were you not able to say goodbye to your father? Fuck. Yeah. Okay. I asked him, I said, how was this? How did this go? And he says, tell her I love her. She couldn't even say goodbye. And it talks about ripping your heart out for that. Like that's a whole thing. So I don't know why he passed. Maybe he was like ill underneath it and he didn't want anybody to know either, because he keeps talking about not liking the doctors or not like what's going on with him, or like maybe he didn't like to go. And he goes, no. And I go, okay, what happened with him?
COVID last year.
So okay. So that's all lungs. So that's why he keeps heading here. Okay. Hold on. I asked him, were you afraid? And he goes, hold on. Were y'all telling him he needs to go in and he was just not doing it? Yeah. Okay. I asked him.
He the month before he got, like 2 weeks before he got into the hospital, he was coughing, and I was on the phone with him because I talked to him weekly. And I told him, hey, like, you don't sound good. He's like, no, I'm fine. I'm in a small town. And I was like, no, Dad, like, just go in. And then like a couple of days later, they called me and told me that they were taking him to a hospital. Yeah, it was really a rough time for me during that.
Yeah, I bet I'm right there with you. Oh my God. Yeah. He goes, I said, well, did you go in? Like, what happened? And he goes, no, no, like that. I'm like, okay. He has a very rich voice in my head when he talks. He has a very, like, you can feel like the, ooh, like the pull underneath it. I want to ask him a couple. Were they trying to get you on like a FaceTime video or something with him, but like things were messing up, like the connection couldn't be done or something?
Yeah, I did FaceTime with him a couple times while he was intubated. And
Yeah.
the last conversation I had with him, yeah, the night
Yeah.
before he passed.
Okay, so that's okay. He talks about, I hear your voice. And that's why I was like, wait, she's there. Like, what is that? And then he shows me phone and he shows me people being, or tablet, people are being very frustrated with how we can get this to work or how it like slows down or how the connection is weird.
So
He
he did
doesn't.
hear me.
Yeah. All the way, 110%. And that's what he keeps talking about. I was like, oh, you had a conversation. He keeps hearing your voice. So he's making me hear it. So just FYI, he knew the entire time. You were able to like let all the kids and everybody say I love you too. Yeah, good. He goes, I go, what else? And all I hear is like, I love you, Bobby, or I love you, da, 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 like that. And I'm like, okay.
He was estranged from my siblings, and I got everybody on. So
good job. Why? Hang on, let's figure that out. It's almost like the other siblings had made up their own opinions of him and like just kind of like pushed themselves away. And I don't know. You're the one that brought them all together. He's like, I didn't care. He was like not trying to make amends with anybody though either. And so it's like this whole ego thing going on. Because he goes, I don't need it. I'm like, whatever. Hold on, where is this at? I'm trying to figure out where this is at. Hang on. It's deserty, kind of. It's arid. It's not Houston. It's not Texas. Hang on. Was he like in where? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where this is at. He's making me feel the climate. And I'm like, all right, I have 3 places. Keep showing me where this is at more. Hang on. Did he live like in, man, that's weird. Was he in Southern California area? Where was he at?
Sonora, so close in Mexico.
Down there, really? Okay, because he keeps showing me it's super dry, it's super arid, and that's why I was like, it's like deserty. And then he shows me that it's cool. It's like cool in the evening, which is not Texas area, so it's not nearly as humid. And then he keeps talking about little bitty homes with like little bitty towns, and I'm like, all right. And it's like all down there. You know, it's so interesting. I think your dad was here. With my last session, because there was a point where I go to Sonora, and I'll see if I can get that clip for you and ask them if I can't. I said, Sonora have anything to do with you, like in that area? And she was like, no, I go down to like Monterey. I was like, weird. Like that just popped in my head. So that's probably where because he was already here
very
for that.
Impatient. He's very impatient.
Very well. He likes everything to be done now and on his terms, but he's very loving. Like he's learning that he doesn't have time for guff. He doesn't have time for people. He does not like conflict. Were there people like picking over and stealing his stuff? What's happening with that? What happened with that?
We are actually in the middle of basically his estate handling in Mexico, and we're going to court because I have half siblings who he never had contact with, who are coming after like me for everything. Yeah, it's really it's very petty. These people came out of the woodworks.
Yeah. Okay. He goes like this. I go, so what do you want to talk about? He goes and he pats your shoulder, which means for me, it'll be okay. And then he goes and he takes his house and he keeps having people run in and like grab like a toaster out. Not saying that's happening, but that means like I'm taking little things or I'm stealing things from them. Hold on. Have people already like tried to break in?
I wouldn't be surprised. There's been rumors of like, because the house hasn't really been inhabited since he passed. I've gone twice since.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Is it like a ranch type of thing?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Because he talks about whenever you come up to it, you have to drive up and like he shows like people coming up over land or something. And I'm like, okay, it's like a ranch type of thing. Maybe he like attempted to build it with his own hands or like add on to it with his own hands or something like that. He keeps like putting his mark on it. He goes, and I'm like, oh,
he was building his home so that it would be more pleasant for my kids to come and visit.
really? Yeah, he's very proud about that. He's like, remember I was talking about working hands earlier? That's like his biggest thing right now. Hold on. You have a boy and a girl?
2 boys and a girl. Yeah.
2 boys and a girl. Okay, you do. Okay. Because he talks about how I go, so how many kids does she have? You know, what sex are they? And he shows me like that. I go, okay. He says, maybe one of the boys is like trying to be emo. I don't understand. Or maybe they're like getting into like that emo phase. I have no idea what that is because he talks about my bang, but he like attempts it with him. He says that they are not maybe they don't have a place to play outside. Maybe that's a whole thing. I don't get it. He keeps talking about how your dad's old school. He likes them to be outside. He likes them to be out doing things. And he doesn't like how everything's always technologically involved, right? So like everybody's on a tablet or on a phone or whatever that is. And how they're like, like whatever. And he's talking about how let them run. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like, do y'all like, hold on. Do you like live inside of the city right now? Like an actual city you live in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he's talking about how there's a lot of concrete everywhere and it would be like going to parks or like going to like jungle gyms if that's a thing. But like it's almost it's too hard to do that. So inside is a lot. Maybe if we go out, we can only play in like a driveway or maybe are you in like a condo type of thing right now?
No, we have a home. It's just a smaller yard.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Yeah. He just shows me like this little strip of grass. And so I'm like, maybe this is a condo. It only has like this size of a backyard or whatever. He's very proud of y'all. He's very, very proud of y'all. Hold on. I want them to want. And then I want to go into the other ones too. And I want to get them all together. Was your younger, so was our sister, I'm just going to call her younger. She's not, but that's the way she feels. Was she in the middle whenever, did she watch them go through a separation or a divorce type of thing? And did it like really break her heart?
So she passed before my parents and
yeah,
my parents were the ones that were really, really going through it with that.
Yeah. Okay. She talks about how, she talks about, passing. And then she talks about how she was trying to keep them together, and how it was breaking her heart. Hold on. I don't know why your dad would like slightly blame your mom. And I don't know why it was hard for him to show his emotions. It was hard for him to get anything out. It was hard for him to like, I feel like part of your dad died that day and it never came back. It came back now. It's okay. Hold on. What did you do? Did dad own his own business or do like odd and end jobs down there? Was that what he was doing? Almost like a contractor thing?
Cattleman. He was a cattleman. He's a rancher. Yeah.
Okay, cool. He talks about I have a really good friend that like lays pipe and like does the wiring on fences for like, horse ranches. And I'm like, is he like a contractor? Because he keeps talking about doing all these odds and ends. Hold on. Your dad has a gun, has a very large gun, and he's okay with that. And I'm like, I get it. That's good too. Big gun. Maybe he just like walked around with a shotgun. Maybe he's that big of a badass. I think he is. Your father is okay. I feel like he lives in his house still. Your dad lives in his house still. That is his home. He doesn't want to particularly leave it. Like your mother and your sister show up in your room that you're in right now. Your dad, I'm talking to him in his home. And so that for me means a couple of things. It means he's protecting it. It means that's his place of comfort and safety. It means too, that when you decide to go down there and go see it and get involved with this, that he's going to be there. So you're probably going to feel his presence when you walk in the door. It's going to be
the last time. Twice.
Yes. Oh, what was that like? Tell me about it.
I woke up one morning and I was like, okay, I'm going to hop in the shower, and the water just turned on by itself. And it was right when I said shower, and it just turned right on. And it's funny because I made a note of it.
Really?
I made a note. And also at the cemetery when I went to go see him in Mexico, there was like a sound, like somebody walked behind me as I was sitting there getting high. Yeah. And I felt that feeling of like someone walking by, and I turned around to look because I kind of heard the rock, but there was no one there.
No, that's your dad. That's your dad. He's a very, not heavy in a bad way, but just heavy in like a very intense, like you could feel him walk into a room. Yeah. And it's interesting because like I said, your mom and your sister are like this. It's almost like they're two peas in a pod.
My mom missed her so much when she passed. And that's all she ever talked about is, if I pass, please lay me to rest with her.
Yeah, they're together.
I'm glad.
Oh yeah, like they don't leave. And then your dad is over here in his house.
Yeah.
And then you have your father-in-law that's like going over here, hanging out, having a good time. And so that's a whole other thing. You have like this group. I want to ask, so you'll always feel him there. Hang on. I want to ask him about the house. I want to ask him about a couple more things. Are you ever going to get like his ranch hats or something and hang them up in your house? Like, what's going on with that? Shut the front door. Stop it. You go home. Oh, stop. Oh, how cool. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay. Beautiful.
It's one of the only things I was able to walk out of the house with without anybody trying to take it from me. So.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, he goes like this. He gets this hat. He takes it off. He hands it to you. And then he goes and he puts it at the very tip top of the wall, like literally like where you have that over there. And I was like, are you hanging them up? It's because they're right over there. So know that he knows that you have them and know that he respects you for doing that. And he loves that. He says that he talks about like you feeling the inside and like maybe we try to smell and he says there's no smell. He says I was very clean and I was like, oh, I know. Oh, and he says that something about art, but I don't think he was like an art collector. That's the whole thing. Maybe they did like needlework from his. Do you know if his mother like did like pottery art or something? Like what is going on with that? That's weird.
My dad used to draw.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. He goes art, and he shows me all these intricate like drawings, but then he shows me terracotta, which is interesting. I was like, pottery. And then he talks about how, so he did like pencil and pen art. So that way it's like all shading. Okay.
Yeah.
I said, type of art. And he turns it into that. He says that, maybe he has like a little sketchbook of like the mountains or something. I don't know what that is. Hold on. One day I want you to have a tiny little ranch and have a horse for your dad. That's it. That's all I want you to have. I don't know where you live right now. We'll have to figure that out, but I don't think you can have it where you're at right now. But oh, I kind of want you to move to Texas. When are you going to do that? Are you thinking about doing that? What's going on?
My sister lives in Texas, and she's been kind of wanting to help me out here. She's always telling me to move out there.
Okay. I go, so what? So you keep talking about move. And I was like, what? Move what? And they keep talking about how you have this tie to Texas and like it could be this like back and forth thing. It's
And
like,
she's
what's
actually
going
visiting today.
Shut up. Wait, are
Totally
you
random.
serious?
Yeah, my sister's, she's in the back room, but yeah, she didn't know that I had this going on.
Oh, so this is his daughter too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, are they in San Antonio or Dallas?
Near Dallas.
Now, okay, cool. They give me a dry, arid climate. I was like, all right, so I know it's only those two. She says they're doing well. They're doing well. He goes, they said, how are they doing? They're doing well. They're doing well. Once more. Hold on. Does your husband? That's weird. I'm trying to figure out what he does. Hang on. Does the husband work in like technology?
Pharmaceutical, like warehouse pharmacy.
Okay, okay. He's talking about packing stuff up and putting things into boxes, and it looks like but then he talks about it being very like not techie, but very like matter of fact. It's like, oh, we have to have this, we have to have this, we have to have this. Yeah. He says, because he says he could find another job. And I said, well, what does he do? And then he gets into that and he says, but he doesn't think that he wants to move or something like that. Maybe it's him that's holding it back. Is he like not wanting to move?
He's pretty open to it. He's just more so scared financially, like if we move, like the what ifs after that.
You'd be okay. You'd be okay. And the only reason I'm saying that is if you wanted to, I would definitely say look into it and do it. I would say go to like the Fort Worth area. That's like a good area. And hold on. Are you in the Pacific Northwest?
Sacramento.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, they showed me redwoods, and I was just like, I don't know. Like that's my sign for Pacific Northwest. Okay. A big fire near there last year. I have a family that lived up in that area. Hold on, kind of south in like Huntington Lake. Hang on, where? So what? Mom, come back over here. Your mom just wants to be in Florida. Like I just want her to be like sitting in the beach with her toes in the sand, like enjoying life. That's what I want mom to be. That's what she keeps showing me. She keeps talking about. So it's like maybe I don't think she actually drank a whole lot at all. But like she has like this little thing. She's like,
our last trip together was to Hawaii.
Shut up. Really?
And she purposely made us miss our flight home because she wanted to stay another day.
Oh my God. How did you get the flight? How did you redo that? What happened? I've always wanted to do that. What happened with that?
I used to work for the airline. So she's always wanted to go. And I said, let's go.
Look at
yeah.
I love it. So what? I want to ask mom what was going on with her. I'm going to switch back. So yeah, so dad lives in his house. He comes back and forth between you. He loves you. He's definitely a guardian. Sister is more like an angel, angelic feeling. Mom is attached to sister at the hip. That doesn't mean that they all don't talk to each other, but that's just where they're, it's because you're going through this thing with dad stuff right now. So he's hanging out there. Hold on. maybe we ended up having this. Mom like passed with nothing pretty much. Your mom feels like she should have been an educator all of her life. She has this very like teaching type of thing about her. Like maybe she's just a really good homemaker, like going and like teaching and helping her kids and stuff like that. That's how she feels. Did mom end up getting like a type of cancer? What was going on with her?
Liver cirrhosis.
So that's the drinking part. Oh, okay.
But no drinking. It was
she didn't drink at all.
They didn't know. It was just idiopathic. They had no idea where it came from.
Really? Okay. So that's probably why. Okay. She goes, I said, what happened to you? And she goes, ooh. And then she's talking about it just taking her out slowly over a very long period of time, and fading. And so I was like, maybe this is cancer. She says that she didn't make the list for transplant.
No.
I can tell you. So my best friend's mom had almost the same thing as her, and she made the list for a transplant, and they called her, and she died 2 days after the transplant. I can tell you it's not. Okay.
It's gotta be hard. I mean, I felt for her because she knew she was gonna die, and we all knew it. And the doctor said 6 months, and it was 6 months.
That's terrible. Yeah, she's just talking about wasting away. Hold on, I want to ask her. It's interesting. She sings to you in my head. She sings to you. I think maybe because you were singing to her, or you tried to do that to her. You almost turned into the mother type figure for her. All I hear in my head is like, and I don't know the words, but all I hear is like, do, 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 do. So that's my thing for we're singing to her. We're trying to do this. She, you say, mom, I love you so much. She knows she loves you too. I need you to let that go. I need you to let that guilt go. Okay. She understands. She's there. Nobody's mad. Nobody's upset. Wait, what? Did y'all? She was like, that. Did we end up like trying to have a celebration of life for her, but then it ended up getting more formal?
Yeah, we had music for her. So she had asked for, and she didn't want anybody to be sad. My grandparents, her parents, my grandpa was the one who was singing for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she goes like that, which means like music and dancing. You know how they would do that with like Castaneda. And I was like, okay. And she says, no sad. She's like, but then she talks about how people tried to make it formal. So it's like maybe everybody did start crying. Like we got into that area and she's like, no. She says that she's talking about dancing with your sister. She's dancing with your sister. It's interesting. I don't know if she was actually very, I don't think she wasn't very religious, was she?
She, to a certain extent, she had her way. Yeah.
Yeah, because she keeps showing me like the Mother Mary over and over and over again. Like we're in that. And so she keeps, I mean, obviously this is Greek Orthodox, but like she keeps showing me this over and over again. And she keeps talking about how the angels are coming in. She keeps talking about, so she's a higher vibrational being. So she sends that down to you. I want to ask this sister, you have your sister's jewelry?
Jewelry? I had a long time ago and it got lost, and it just
really?
It was a necklace that she used to always wear.
Yeah, she goes like this. She grabs, I go, so what about you? I said hats, and she makes me hear like if you pick up a necklace or like a bracelet out of a drawer. That, and you're holding that, and she gives it to you. And I was like, okay, do you have that? She says that who was like 21, 22 when this happened? Ira was. Okay. All right. I asked her, I go, how old were you? When did this? She's just 2122. I said, okay. She says, hold on. She loved you. She just keeps doing this over and over again. How long ago was this for Myra? How long did she pass?
This was over 24 years now. Yeah. I was very young, very, very young to understand what was going on.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
So no wonder she feels like that. No wonder she feels like that. Oh my God, because she hasn't been physical for such a long time. That's why. A lot of times, whenever they're in heaven or they're higher vibration, they come down and they do a lot of feelings. They do a lot of emotions. They give me all these symbols. Yeah. It's because dad talks, mom will talk, but she's with her. So that means it's up higher. Dad's, still here. But yeah, hold on. Were we going to name the daughter after her? Like, what happened with that?
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
And you didn't.
My mom didn't get a chance to meet her either. So it was kind of in between both.
Yeah. Okay.
She does have my mom's first name as her middle name.
Okay. Yeah. So I asked Myra, I go, so what? Did we do anything in dedication? And she puts your daughter and she goes, and so I was like, all right, we didn't do it. Nope, that's not a thing. Hold on. You were like asking after you had her. I wonder if she knows it. I wonder if she knows that she's here. Yes, like they totally bring that in. Hold on. You ended up having her naturally?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Ask her, I go, what happened? How was that? And they keep having you have like sweaty curls and being like, and I'm like, all right. So we got it naturally because you're very like, it's like, oh, let's say you're able to have that experience. Hold on. Wait, what? Is your daughter like 8?
4. But she acts like she's 8.
Acts like she's 8. Okay. I have this little girl in my head. I can hear her voice and it's like this way, over here. And they're talking about her like being sassy or being whatever, like in that area. And I'm like, all right, this is like an 8-year-old. Hang on. The other sister that was in Texas, mom literally says, I'm not mad at you. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. Were they like on odd terms when she died?
Yeah. So my sister moved away with a boyfriend and then came back. My sister was actually there at the hospital when she passed, but she left for maybe 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes is when she passed.
Really?
Yeah. My sister I know she hasn't told me, but I'm sure she feels some kind of guilt for not being there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She goes and she's just like, I said, are there any other messages you want to give to anybody? And she talks about the Texas. And I was like, all right, this is sister. And she says like, I'm not mad at you. It's like, I love you. So it's like, please allow that message to go through as well. Yeah. Your family is great. You have them around you all the time. And hold on, I want to ask about dad and the house settlement. Honestly, I think you're going to get pulled in different directions with lawyers or whatever this is like that goes along with that. Yeah. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. I think you're not going to end up succeeding fully like you want. But I can also tell you that this is what he just did. He goes, pretty much he said, when it doesn't turn out the way you want it or the way you see it, he says, it's okay to let it go. Okay. That doesn't mean that we won't win or get into that. I don't know if it'll turn out the way that we want it all the way though. Okay. So, but that doesn't mean not to fight. And that doesn't mean not to be a badass and tell these other people to go fuck themselves. Okay. Right. That's what all right.
I've been doing my best.
You're doing great. And you have a wonderful group of people and you are great. And if you have any questions, I guess in closing too, if you have any questions or if you need me, just email me. Okay. If you need me, you can email me. But what I want you to do in closing right now is I want you to do a couple of things. I want you to take a couple of minutes. When we get off this call, before you get into the rest of the world, I want you to either have a good breather or a good ugly cry. Okay. The next thing they're talking about like losing a child. Did you have like a miscarriage?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah. They go baby, and then they talk about I have that too. So you would have like four. That would be a whole thing.
Yeah.
And so they have, but yeah. You're okay. You got it. They love it. They're just like bringing it up for you to make you happy. Yeah, they love you. That's mom, by the way. Mom's doing that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I take a couple minutes to have a good breather, have a good cry. And then tonight, before you go to bed, when the world is quiet, I want you to tell them thank you and that you love them. Your mother told me, are you going to go and have like a stiff drink after this or something?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go out with my sister. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She goes like this. She goes, don't drink too much. That's what that means.
Can't guarantee that.
I know. So go and enjoy. Just know that they know that. And yeah, if you need me or if you have any questions, let me know. Okay.
I will. Thank you so much for this. Appreciate it. It's so nice to see you like in person for myself.
Yeah. And seriously, if you have a question or if you get any interesting experience, just email me. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
you. You're welcome.
Thank
Bye,
you.
hon.
Bye.